Uh, a face bigger than life. Just
There I am. Let me move back. Actually,
that's how you look at your monitor, isn't it? Kind of,
oh God, can you see right down below what I've got down there?
-4, but I think it's going to be -4 today.
Well, where do you have your camera? In the next room? What do you?
No, it's
You're
difficult.
just.
Let me just see how far it is from here.
No, hold it up a little higher. The camera's here.
It's 3 feet for my fat face.
3 feet. Well, this is about. It must be 3 feet.
Yeah, and your face on my monitor is 9 inches wide. So.
And you know what 9 inches means, pal?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you and Donald Trump.
Are we recording?
We are recording. Oh, yes.
I certainly want that for posterity.
You know how much you inspire me, and I was inspired by your triptych, your little trip abroad the other day, and
oh yeah,
I did my own visit to Cameroon. I'm getting a lot of response to that. People found that interesting, and of course, I'm with you now. We're all looking perhaps wistfully at some of these places that we may never visit or visited many, many years ago and may never see again. So what have I come up with?
Let's try and keep a happy thought.
Let's try to keep a happy thought. Let's see where we're going to take you today. Just one place today. Where do you think this is?
I'm really trying to think.
On the Grand River.
On the Grand River, in the Midwest?
No, it is in Canada.
It isn't. Oh, in Ontario area.
Yes, it is in Southwest Ontario. That is Paris, Ontario.
Ah,
and these are. And you'll find out where I'm going with this in a couple of seconds. But this is a lovely little kind of a
Funny
shop.
how people walk out their back door.
Yeah. And either you hit a heat pump or you hit the Grand River. So,
and I'll be back with George.
And and this is a line that makes Harrington laugh. I won't say why, but here the stairs. Ah, so
I'm going to the LCBO.
I will tell you that later. Paris, Ontario. There it is. It's just west of Hamilton. And it's
Brantford,
also
isn't it?
Near Brantford, and I'm getting to that too. So this is where Paris is. And in 1876, on the 3rd of August, an historical connection happened between Brantford and Paris.
There was a football game, a
No.
hockey game.
No, the first phone call occurred between Brantford and Paris.
So
and here's our boy, Alexander Graham
is.
Bell. And of course, he's famous for being quoted as saying on the first call, "Don't put me on hold, don't put me." Oh, I got it, goddamn it, put me on hold. So
I actually thought it was made in the Maritimes. Yeah.
Brantford, Ontario. And of course, the Americans claimed that, of course, everything was invented in America. So the Americans claimed that it's somewhere else. There you go. And this is a plant just on the outskirts of Paris, Ontario, that makes one of my favorite products, which is what I wanted to get to and talk about this morning. And that is Nuts to You Nut Butters. Have you heard of this brand?
No.
They make terrific nut butters made in Paris, Ontario, and nut butter fans, or if the viewer is a nut butter fan, he or she will certainly recognize this brand.
My wife is a big nut butter. Almond butter is one of her favorites.
Everything. Yes, they make cashew. They make sesame.
Ooh,
they make
cashew must be expensive.
It is, but it's very, very tasty. And again, nuts are very expensive and the prices have gone up, but this is a staple for me. I chow down on this stuff every single day, every morning.
Oh, wow. More than peanut butter? You don't need
Absolutely.
peanut butter?
Yeah. It's kind
macadamia nuts?
Everything. It's sinful, but this is what I slather on. And of course, my spouse, who looks at me and I don't even gain an ounce, calls me a cur. has her cup of tea and walks away. But but I'm just getting into this because I was seeking to purchase said nut butters from a Quebec source recently. And Satao, by the way, is the distributor here in Quebec. So if you're purchasing this, you're purchasing a Canadian-made product that is distributed by a Quebec company. So that's okay. I found this company in Terrebonne. Nature Nux, I think, is how they pronounce it there. Nature, Nature Nux, Nux, and they sell the same products here. They sell peanut and almond and cajou, which is cashew. And you'll see the little promotion here. Êtes-vous prêt? Le beurre d'arachide, c'est vital. And of course, I don't know that I would have posed the peanut butter next. So they're marketing.
Is there a cause and effect there?
Yeah. Strangely enough, on the English language version of the website, you don't have the funny toilet paper marketing. So, but I'm getting to a point here. And the point is that I would probably have purchased from this company, but it is not conspicuous on their front page that they sell online, and you have to go into one of their menus here under flavors, and only there do you find the store link to purchase. And here you can purchase their products, and I would have done that, but I did not see that. Now, is it the customer's fault? Technically not. I sent them a little note. I suggested that they perhaps might want to make it much more conspicuous on their front page that they do.
Were you pleasant?
I was very pleasant, and they replied to me very quickly, and they said, "We'll pass that along." But this is my.
Because don't forget, these are little companies, and the
I
computer,
realize that.
Knowledge is not necessarily. Whereabouts in Quebec is this place?
They're in Terrebonne. They're on Boulevard des Entreprises in Terrebonne, not too far from where I live here, actually. So I would have been right on the phone here, or on the thing to order stuff. So no, that's just a quick little suggestion. If you're going to be moving to online, make sure that the folks know, because a lot of these websites are for distributors and for brands, and they say, well, you'll find our brands in such and such a store, and that's fine too. But if you're selling online, I suggest that you put it straight up there. So I have not tasted these products. I have a colleague who has tried them, and he recommends them highly, so I will pass that along to you. Nature Nux, NATURENUX.com.
And you slather it on toast, or you just put your face into the.
Put it on my chest and slide on the floor.
I see. Tomorrow, macadamia nuts in the kitchen.
We mentioned this a few weeks ago. A nod to the folks at Kraft. Of course, Kraft is an American multinational, but the Kraft peanut butter that you buy in your local store is prepared here in TMR. Not here, but we're close to where you are.
Up at the top of the Decarie Expressway. And
they're running 24-hour shifts there just to get the stuff in the jars and get it out to stores. So if you're buying Kraft, that's fine too, because you're supporting the folks at Kraft Devonshire, and you're keeping those 24-hour shifts running. They're also packaging, I think, 400 boxes of Kraft dinner an hour or something like that, or at Devonshire too. So all of these things help the economy chug along.
I was talking to somebody after we'd had our first conversation about this, and they said they went into a grocery store and could not find toilet paper or peanut butter. Mm-hmm. The peanut butter shelves cleared out.
It's a comfort food.
Yeah. And Kraft dinner, which I despise, is another one. I mean, people, listen, my brother would live on it if he could.
Absolutely. I don't mind it. It's great for kids, and a quick little peanut butter sandwich to shut somebody up for 5 minutes, and off you go.
It's got protein in it. And this thing I like about those smaller companies, I'm probably what this company in Paris, Ontario, or Terrebonne is, they're not as sweet as some of the commercial ones. I've got older, my sweet tooth has really gone down. I don't like stuff as sweet as
The Nuts to You products contain no sugar, no additives of any kind, and Kraft has varieties, high salt, or not high salt, but regular salt, low salt, no sugar. I know there are people out there who are Jif fans too. Jif is an American brand made by Smuckers. It's made in the U.S., but there are people here who swear by it. But it does contain, I believe, powdered sugar. So it depends on your taste, depends on what you grew up with and what you like, and whatever makes you kind of feel relaxed and calm at this time, why not?
So you're calm now.
I'm calling
And
right now.
speaking of Smuckers, only
Yep.
you or I would ask each other this question. Who did the voiceover for the Smuckers commercials for years and years and
Oh,
years?
I could see him. Mason, is it Mason something? I could, yes.
Yeah,
The name escapes.
Mason
Mason
Mason Adams,
Adams, yes, of
an
course.
old New
Schmuckers.
England
If
name,
it's
and he
Schmuckers, with a name like Schmuckers, it's
with
got
a
to be
name
good.
like. And Mason Adams actually played Lou Grant's boss in the Lou Grant drama series when he went out to LA and became an editor at the newspaper.
I've got mixed feelings about Smuckers because they bought out Bix Pickles. They own Bix, and they shut down Bix in Canada. So the Bix you buy are made in the USA. So yeah, so we're not. We'll buy Canadian-made Mrs. What's her name?
Mrs.
White's other products.
Which is Montreal.
Yeah. So we'll buy those products before we go to Bix. It's too bad because a lot of folks lost their jobs. So anyway, again, these are all things you have to stay loyal to what makes you feel good these days. So
I didn't know you were that much of a nut.
I am nuts. Yeah.
For how long? I mean, it seems like everybody knows peanut butter.
It's no, because it was a matter of habit, because again, we've talked about this too, working from home. It's a very regimented thing. I have, breakfast at 6. I listen to X number of things on the radio. By 6:30, I'm back in my office downstairs. I've had my peanut butter, my toast. It's the same thing every day. Some people think I've lost my mind, but it's for, I can hang my hat on it every day and get it done, then I move on to something else. It sounds weird.
You are a person of habit. I thought I was, but you really, really are. Yeah. So the trips around the world we've talked about, I've mentioned Rome, London.
Yes.
You're Paris, Ontario, and Terrebonne. So
that's about it right now.
Yeah. I did say Cleveland, so that's Well, that's just lovely. Have you got anything else?
That's all I have for this morning. I had nuts on the brain. So please go ahead. There you're sharing.
Can I share the
screen? Good. You're all set. There you go.
I was thinking of you because you say you have bad posture and do a lot of sitting while working on it.
Like my dad used to say, "Batikam in bouteille."
Like a bottle?
Thanks, Dad. Yeah, like a bottle. Yeah, built like a bottle.
Well, actually, you and your dad walked exactly the same way.
Yeah.
As people say, Jeff and I, you and your dad, a couple of guys carrying steamer trunks.
You know how long it's been since it's been 14 years, David.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking of my dad, 1998. Well, that's almost 20. That's 22 years ago.
Has it been that long since Chuck left us? Wow.
Yeah. 1998. And Mom 89. Anyway, I was thinking of this. This is German made, so it means business. As you can see, the detailing in it is. But I looked especially at the top for both of us. The headrest can be tilted at 22 degrees and to your exacting specifications to make sure that the difference between your lumbar region and your head will be perfectly aligned. And then a dentist comes in and pulls out all your teeth. But it's $700. That's
Hammacher
US,
Schlemmer.
right?
Yeah,
this is Hammacher Schlemmer. So this is $700 US plus probable shipping, because the thing weighs about, how much does it weigh? I think it said it weighed 25 pounds and can hold up to 250 pounds. So you could get both of us on there.
Wow.
But that's a chair.
Weighs 45
pounds. If you're working all day, I'm sorry?
It's 45 pounds.
45 pounds. There you are. Yeah. I missed that. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was thinking of you, and your next birthday is coming up.
No. I'm still stuck with my...
you still got that thing, eh?
With my leaning chair here. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have finally learned how to use it?
Yes, and I tend to be sore at the end of the day because you have to sit up straight, and even then I have to keep reminding myself to sit up straight. And I have no buttocks, so I have to kind of perch myself on the back of this thing. But I would not go back, with all due respect, and I thank you for thinking of me with such a gift. But I wouldn't go back to one of those chairs ever.
Okay. I just thought of it. It looked interesting. It actually looked like some sort of torture chamber, to tell you the truth. $700 for that.
Well, you get
Anyway,
lumbar support there too, which is
yeah,
important. But people, I'm learning now, having purchased this one, that we tend to kind of lean back and sort of wait for the chair to support us, and that's not a good thing. And
no,
sitting will kill you. That's all.
yeah.
If you
Well, it
sit
doesn't
for
matter how
long
good the
hours
chair is. The one you have, this one, this old thing I have, you shouldn't be sitting all that
for
long.
long periods,
Uh,
no.
a lot of people do have standing desks. They have desks that come up quite a bit, and they do
Yep.
it standing, which actually is the best thing for you. This is Susan Sarandon, because when I was listing the women I had crushes on, I missed her, and I just thought she's just adorable. I thought I'd put a picture up. Now,
Okay.
if you want to learn something, can you listen very carefully for the next 13 seconds?
Okay.
Pride, anger, covetousness, I can never say that, lust, gluttony, envy, and sloth are collectively known as what? Oh, the Bill of Rights.
I love Paul Lind. And I'm sorry I blew the line because it's down below it, but I thought that was typical of him. Here's something else.
Rights. Okay.
The Bill of Rights. And then the author of Lolita, of course, has a wonderfully quotable quote here. This is from Vladimir Nabokov. All the 7 deadly sins are peccadillos, but without 3 of them, pride, lust, and sloth, poetry might never have been born.
I'd never heard that.
I just spotted.
That's brilliant.
This is Cocker City, Kansas.
Okay, and then we're sliding ever so slowly.
Well, it has the world's largest ball of twine.
Okay. And of course, you couldn't show us a picture of the ball of twine. You're showing us simply the name of the city.
Yeah, I do shallow research.
Okay.
I don't get right into it. I don't know what the dimensions of it are. I lost interest.
Never mind the picture of the ball. Just give me just take a picture of a street sign, and we're good.
That says Cocker City.
That's right. And the people they were.
This is the General Sherman. It was seeded sometime between 700 and 300 BC.
Seated or seated? Oh, seated. Oh, I see.
Seated. Between 700 and 300 BC.
Mm-hmm.
It is 25 feet in diameter. It's 275 feet high. It is in the Sequoia National Park in California, northeast. Yeah. Only you would have. I bet you that goes 250 feet, doesn't it? Right? You measured the length of your street this morning.
That's right.
At about 5:30. I have to do something.
Just
I'm
to
out
amuse myself.
All right.
In meters.
This is a bunch of old telephone boxes because we don't see much of them anymore.
No.
So that is a bunch of old, with an English the city bus there beside it. Okay. There's no real information on that.
No. You just sort of fell upon this. Were you searching for what?
I didn't. I saw it and I didn't want to write anything.
Social distancing, and you came up with that.
Actually, yeah, there's a guy still in there trying to get his change, trying to make a trunk call. Right. Let me see. This is Neptune, which of course became the planet farthest away from the sun after Pluto was downsized to a mini planet, which I still haven't got over.
Wow. I thought my nut butters were eclectic, but we're right off the table here. This is very interesting.
We're traveling, aren't we?
Yeah, we certainly
are. We have found, however, beyond the De Kuiper belt, and you remember they make that cheap gin?
Yes, sir. De Kuiper
beyond
gin.
the De Kuiper belt is actually the possibility of a 9th planet. That is how big this universe or this solar system is. There could be a 9th planet out there, which takes more than 24 hours to get around the sun.
Yeah, get CAA on the phone.
Yeah, I'm lost again. Is that one? Okay. This is why people show up late to meetings. Mm-hmm. And on a sad note, the great John Prine died. last night of COVID-19. His songs were never sentimental. If you didn't like folk music, or if you didn't like John Prine, you couldn't like folk music, because he was one of those people. You and I are not country music fans, right? Or
No.
because he could lean into country
folk,
too.
Yeah, John Prine was
born in Southern Illinois, but his lyrics were just never sentimental, but always meaningful and full of great emotion. And it's a real loss. One of the great writers of truly American music, John Prine. So and 73, and the age I am, that's getting to be, gee whiz, that ain't too old. So there we are.
That's right. Well, to John Prine, and you're back in sharing again. So click
Sorry
sharing
about that.
one more time.
Back.
One more. Just one click. There you go.
So we.
But you guys are okay.
We're doing fine.
Yeah.
We did very well. Went out for a long walk and a long ride yesterday along Lakeshore Boulevard to look out on the lake, and it's really quite pretty out there. People's crocuses are coming up and daffodils. Have you guys got stuff growing in the garden yet? Because I know you've been out there.
I see some little things poking out there. My spouse, of course, is absolutely insane to get this done. So she's out there chipping at ice, trying to get things to get back.
Has she got the international harvester out yet?
Oh, yeah, I go outside and there's ice chips flying. The birds are screaming and the cats are running away. So this is what we got going on here.
And you're in the next room yelling at your accountant, right?
That's right. Yeah.
What's a T5A620? Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I hope you get lots of money back from the government. Why are you doing your oh no, you do the GST, HST. Is that why you're doing taxes?
No, I'm among those. And we could probably pick up on that a little bit. I'm among those, and I'm paying my taxes essentially, quote unquote, on time, like everybody, like those who can, and that's what I'm up to now. So I'm filing all of that stuff because I am fortunate enough to have managed my shit relatively well. So I'm going to pay up, and of course, it's a spit in the ocean, but at least I will have been up to date as of the 30th of April. And I know a number of colleagues and friends who are doing the same thing. There's no reason for them to delay this particular procedure.
And you will have it done.
Yep.
And my brother is pestering. My brother is a tax accountant and is pestering me to get my stuff together just because he's bored as hell and wants to do something. And actually, it's his wife, Jane, who is pestering me because she's sick and tired of him hanging around.
Of having him around. I can understand that.
No, looking outside and saying, look at that, just bitching, yelling at the water. They're on Pui Louie, and he's just sort of yelling at things. The Weather Channel said it would rain today. It's not raining now. So she said, oh God, would you send him your taxes, please?
Would you please? Cut it out, can't you?
Yeah. So there we are.
All right. Well, have a good day there, my friend, and we'll speak to you tomorrow.
Take it easy. It was fun.